Okay, so for these questions, we need to figure out if this this triangle PQR is congruent to XYZ. So remember back to day one notes, we went in and we were able to classify triangles by its sides, by finding the distance of each leg of the triangle, and then we said if all three of those were the same, it was equilateral. If two of them were the same, isosceles. If three of them, if all three were different, what was that one? Scalene. So what we're going to do here is we're going to find the length of all the sides of the first triangle, and we'll see if they have a corresponding and congruent matching side in the other triangle. If all three match up with something, then we can say that those triangles have a congruent side or a matching side, and say through side congruence, our triangles are congruent. So let's go ahead and start with PQ. I'm going to use my distance formula. I did put it at the top of the paper for you. So for PQ, I'll go -3 minus 5 squared plus 7 minus -4 squared. So -3 minus 5 is -8. -8 squared is 64 plus 7 minus -4, so 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 squared, 121. Add those together, I get the square root of 185. And in the directions here it says round the number to the nearest tenth. So let's round that. Plug in square root of 185 into your calculator. Good. 13.60, so the 6 is in the tenths place. The 0 behind it says stay the same. So this will be 13.6. Now let's find QR. If I remember correctly, there's one of these on your test. So QR, I'll go 0 minus -3, so 0 plus 3 squared plus 2 minus 7. It's always subtraction in the distance formula. However, if we subtract a negative, that's what turns it to up to ups. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 squared is 9 plus 2 minus 7 is -5. -5 squared is 25. Add them together, I get square root of 34. That approximates to 5.8. So now let's find PR's length. PR's length is 0 minus 5 squared plus 2 minus -4, so 2 plus 4 squared. 0 minus 5 is -5. -5 squared is 25 plus 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 squared is 36. So that is square root of 61. That approximates to 7.8. So if I was just asking you to classify this triangle by its sides, what kind of triangle would it be? Scalene. So let's go ahead and just sketch what this could look like here. So I'm just going to have a triangle. We have one side that's something like this. Don't know, could be, it's probably not exactly like that, but it's some kind of triangle. And we have P, Q, R. QQ is one length, QR is a second length, and PR is a third different length. Now our goal is to see if XYZ can be created into a triangle and marked the same way. Okay, so we don't know which letters go where in this triangle, or even if they do match, but that's our goal. And then if they do match, it says write a reasoning and create a congruency statement. So let's go ahead and find xy. So for xy, I'll do 9 minus 2. So 9 plus 2 squared plus 7 minus -1, so 7 plus 1 squared. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 squared is 121 plus 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 squared is 64. Square root of 85. That approximates to 13.6. So these two match up. These two segments are congruent. So in my triangle here, if PQ is this leg with 1, then this leg with 1 must be named XY. But do I know for sure if X goes here or if X goes here? Not sure yet. However, I do know that this should be leg XY somehow, right? So I'll just write myself that note. Now let's look at YZ and let's find its length. So YZ here, 3 minus 9 squared plus 2 minus 7 squared. Three minus 9 is -6. -6 squared is 36 plus 2 minus 7 is -5. -5 squared, 25. Square rooting that, 25 plus 36 is 61. That approximates to 7.8. So now I can see that PR and YZ are congruent. So in my image down here, PR is on the bottom, it's kind of like the base. So I know that YZ is going to be this leg. So what letter does that tell me needs to be at this vertex? Y has to be here. All right, great. So that means X has to be here and Z has to be here. However, we are now tasked with, is this last side congruent to QR? That's now our goal. So one more distance formula. If I think there's one of these on your test, maybe one like the other one as well. So XZ, 3 minus -2, so 3 plus 2 squared plus 2 minus -1, so 2 plus 1 squared. Plus 2 is 5. 5 squared is 25. Plus 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. So the root of 34. That approximates to 5.8. So I can see now these two legs are congruent. So now I do know that this triangle here has side congruence. So side here. So it says, are these two triangles congruent? Yes. These triangles have 3 congruent sides. And then it says, if so, write a congruency statement. So I'm going to say triangle PQR is congruent to triangle, order matters. Which one should come first? Y and then X. So if I'm going down PQR, so I'm going down the 2, or the 1, the 2, then the 3. So I should go 1, 2, then 3. Y, X, Z. Questions?